You don't get a day off, and it really is easy to get off track when you're just trying to eat something quick on the go or in between drop-offs. So today, Dr. Michael Roizen is here with a plan for any parent who has put on weight after having kids. And we're going to start with reinventing what it means to have a family dinner, because we all know eating family dinner together is important, but frankly, it's unrealistic, right? It's really hard. People are coming and going at different times. So, Mike, when folks have conflicting schedules, which is the story of America right now and our families, what do? How do they make this work?
2 shifts. So you eat half of the dinner at 5 p.m. and half at 7. What time do you get home?
Probably like 6:37, yeah.
Okay, so you probably don't get to eat with the kids.
Right.
And so you probably eat, as we saw in the film, standing up, right? Pizza,
Usually.
drive-through, whatever.
Yep.
And you probably, as you said, you're even cleaning up the dishes with extra food. So what we want you to do, family dinners are important because they're a time when you ask questions. There's, if you will, interesting stories, there's laughter, there may even be some debates, but it's a fun time together. So what we want you to do, the kids can eat at 5 p.m. and then the parent who gets home at 7 p.m., there's a second shift. And so you divide the food in half at the 5 p.m. shift, half at the 7.
Is that practical, unrealistic?
I think it's fairly practical.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is our kids are busy and their schedules don't always even allow for the 5 o'clock shift. So what happens is he and I are just kind of eating because the kids are busy doing things. So
I'll tell you what we do in our house that might be valuable to you. When the kids are hungry, you got to feed them. Mm-hmm. But we just sort of create a table that's out and it stays out for a couple hours, literally. And so when people come and go, it's a place to convene. And I ask only one thing from the kids. They come and spend 5 minutes with me. Doesn't have to be a lot. It usually becomes 10, I'll admit it. Right. But that little bit of getting us together reinforces basic issues that all humans have always had, right? We always spend time together celebrating around food. Yeah. It's not just, mass calories put into our body. It also gets you to focus a tiny bit on the things you're doing. Because when you're lonely by yourself, cleaning up the dishes, in fact, that brings us to point number 2, which is, I see you being Mr. Garbage Man, which is who I am too. Right? We clean everything up. What happens when folks eat off their kids' plates, and how do we end up stopping that bad habit?
Well, they can gain up to 35 pounds in a year. So Mehmet and I are the kids here, so this is the extra food. So we throw all the extra food that you would have into one clear dish. And at the end of the day, you'll see how much it is. It's on average 350 calories. Wow.
So just to be clear, you're going to ask everybody to pretend that the food that they're going to eat now just becomes an extra plate. You pile it all up and just see how much food you would have eaten if you hadn't paid attention.
Right, you don't eat it. You just pick it off the kids' plates as normal, right?
He was going to eat it. He thought you were Mike, you got to be clear with this man. Alfred's going to put that food down.
So just like you were going to clean the plates up as you do, you put it into and make it a clear dish. It's probably going to have to be a little deeper than this for you.
It's going to have to be bigger.
But 350 calories, we're talking about a pound every 10 days just from leftovers, just from stuff that you're noshing on afterwards. Yeah. It adds up pretty quickly.
It's a huge amount.
It is.
And the last tip I'm going to give you is one that Mike feels strongly about as well. It's to make an outside day. Come on over here.
And in fact, we think they should walk after dinner, even as a family, for 15 minutes every day. Yeah. And so we're going to walk over here.
That's hard to do. I don't think my kids would do that. But what they would do is once a week, come on over here, and let's enjoy the weather in this part of the studio. Once a week, because I want you to build habits, I want you to just get outside. First of all, you get a little sunlight. And that vitamin D was more than just a nice little thing to have around. It actually gives you more energy. Yeah. But it also gets folks to think differently about the role of food in their lives. These are habits you're slowly going to adapt. Make something that fits your family. I can't force feed this literally or figuratively to you. You're going to find something that works. But you can mold these 3 tips in a program that works for you, and you'll find it much, much easier to lose those 7 inches. So you're here to take care of not only beautiful Lorraine, but the kids, the grandkids, and even marry off the grandkids.
Yes.
And in fact, he has a habit of, you're a lacrosse player.
It was,
So instead of staying stable, I watched you in the goal, right? Yeah. You weren't moving very much. So I want you to move and play lacrosse and walk as you do it with your kids.
You like your hamburgers?
Oh. Yes.
Your meat and potatoes?
Wow, where'd that come from?
Yeah, here, just hold out for a second. For everyone who wants their meat and potatoes, Dr. Roizen is sticking around to give us his best dude food makeovers so you don't have to give up the goods like this juicy burger. It's meaty, it's cheesy and crunchy. My friends, it is dude food. And it could be the reason your husband is on the fast track to a dad bod. And as we get older, we're not able to eat like we used to because men lose the testosterone and then the weight doesn't come off as easily. But Dr. Roizen is getting us back on track with dude food makeovers that the whole family can enjoy. We're going to start off with the first dude food makeover trick. It's to build up your burger meat with whole grains. I've got a couple dudes up there. See them up there?
Wait a second, that guy's got a pink shirt on. You sure?
I've interviewed these men personally, and the women around them will hold them honest, all right? Plus, we got Alfred up there, too. All right, so what kind of grains do you use to make these dude food burgers?
Well, you want a whole grain, and you want to put in 3/4 of a cup to a pound of ground beef. Now, I prefer these guys to, in fact, what are they doing up there?
They're discerningly tasting these things.
They're tasting it before you made it?
Well, I don't have one, so they're going to have to. You guys taste it up there?
You gotta go a little stronger.
You got a little
stronger?
Put more hands into it.
Did that sit just a little bit?
Well, you can use it. You can use
Right, back. Come on,
in
Doc.
fact, guys, if each of you learn to cook the way you like it for veggie burgers, you could try veggie burgers with each other.
They're not going to eat
and see-
veggie burgers. Look at them. He's wearing a pink shirt, as you mentioned.
Definitely not.
Now, I'm willing to let you try this one. We cooked it already. You want to try it? Did you get any?
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's a good burger, don't you think?
That is a good burger.
And the great thing about it, with the extra grain, whole grain, that cuts down on your calories, cuts down on your inflammation, cuts down on your belly fat. So it's a very useful thing.
try it?
You can season it any way.
Delicious.
Now this is
So there's potatoes, or what is this, more burger?
potatoes. This is not more. Do you know how to use that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So you put some egg whites in it and some garlic.
They teach you this in surgery school.
So you put, and then you bake it, and it comes out a potato souffle. So it's a way of not having as much fat with it. It's having healthier food with it. This is actually interesting. He's actually doing this, right?
This is delicious.
You think you'll know how to cut an avocado? What we want to do on your pizza is put monounsaturated fats, MUFAs, because they decrease your chances of gaining belly fat and that. No.
Ow!
Ow.
Oh!
The surgeon did that?
There's a doctor.
I'm bleeding because of you.
I told you.
Man down.
Please.
down.
I've seen him.
I gotta sit down.
I've seen him, you know.
Put some grain in that finger.
It's ketchup.
Grain.
But it was fun to do that to Mike. How'd you know? You don't trust me, do you?
The interesting thing is, what are you doing?
I'm opening the avocado.
Okay.
Doc, but you do surgery, right?
I do surgery still, yeah.
He's really good.
Look at that, in one cut.
Perfect. And I only had seen him use a blender. So, olives, avocado, great taste, and they're healthy on the pizza. So, have you guys tried? What do you
But
think
it's
of the potatoes?
rolling everywhere.
What do you think of the potatoes?
The potato's actually really good.
Good night. It's delicious.
It's actually really good.
It's delicious.
Say better than normal. Now, come on.
Yeah, you can't bully these dudes.
It's good.
It's a growing on you.
They'll do.
Because they're used to mashed potatoes. Used to having like
Have you had any of the pizza?
Pizza's good. Pizza's good.
Which is your favorite? Let's vote on this. Which is your favorite of the three?
The hamburger's the best to me.
Burger's the best. Charles?
It's the closest.
I like
mouth's
the burger
full.
too.
Burger?
But I would put avocado on the burger.
Right.
I like avocado on my burger.
I told you he was wearing a pink shirt.
If you put the...
Lavender.
Listen, to compromise, we're going to put 6 of these dude recipes, healthiest dude recipes, out of DrOz.com. Check them out. Make them for the men in your life. Make them for yourself. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.